Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa D'Amico with the Rockland Arts Festival, and I have the exciting pleasure of speaking with dance artist, choreographer, educator, and the director of the Mayta Fusion Dance Company. I'm here with Anna Mayta, who is, well, Anna, you know how I feel about what you do. You bring a life and an energy and a positivity to your work. And I'd like to turn the clock back because I'm very curious, and I know everyone else is too, that how did you start? Like, were you just this little toddler, like dancing to the radio, or how did this evolve?
Well, I have to give thanks to my mom. That's how it evolved. She saw me dance. I would dance in my room with my dolls, and I would dance to music, and I would just always be choreographing with my friends in school in Chile, where I grew up. And so my mom always saw that, and she always kind of inspired all of her kids, her son as well, to pursue their kind of strengths. So she saw that strength in me. She saw the strength of the performing arts in me. And growing up, also was thinking either I would be a actress or an actress or a dancer. So I would write down what I wanted to be when I was growing up. And and my mom also took me to a lot of events, a lot of theater events in Chile. So she would take me to a lot of dance performances and theater performances. So I felt in love. I fell in love with the performing arts, the dance and the theater that I would go watch in Chile. And then we moved here to Beacon, and I started taking technique classes at 14 at Ballet Art Studio in Beacon. And ever since then, 14 up to my adult age, I've been doing in this field of dancing, teaching, educating, performing, choreographing. And I became a teacher in 2001. So I've been teaching for 20 some years. First started at a Montessori school, and I wasn't that the teaching qual. My dad is a teacher, so I think I had that example of a teacher. But also, my dad worked as a in a radio station, so he was a DJ in Chile. So he wasn't a teacher from most of my childhood, but I had that. I think I have that teaching kind of quality that my dad has. But also, being a teacher, one has to develop. It's a persistence and keep going with that, because if one stops, then it kind of disintegrates in terms of the passion for something. So one has to keep going.
With teaching, I'm curious, do you have like a certain age group? Do you prefer working with kids or with adults or seniors? Like, who's the most receptive?
Oh, so children. I love children. And I love my students. I love college age. I just got this new position as a professor. And the college age students, when they have that experience of dance, and they've taken dance classes before, and they have the experience of, so I have like a cheerleader in my class, then their receptiveness is incredible. Sometimes one has to help students be receptive by including other things into the class. So like including like ballet and fencing are similar. So if there's a fencer in my class, ballet fencing kind of is part of the ballet kind of history. So so incorporating different things into the classroom to welcome the students is important, and to make sure that they are welcome by if they have different experiences. And so try to help that dance is a part of that experience as well. So part of fencing or part of sports, or dancing with a ball, it can be basketball, like
That's wonderful. And do people come to you sometimes who don't really want to be dancers? They're more coming to dance for a therapeutic experience.
Yeah, I have a yoga class, and I when I was in my 30s and 20s, I considered becoming a dance therapist, and then the teaching and the education part kind of. So I use dance a lot for my work, for my own personal healing. So when I first started dancing at 14, it was a very healing. I would improvise in this place in Beacon and twice a week, and just use it as a healing experience for me. So I really believe that dance is a healing modality, and it's really healing. But I think for me, the best healing way is by the creativity, by the, I love dance therapy. And when I was going through a dramatic experience, I went to one of my best friends who's a therapist, helped me with that. But in my own personal work, I believe that dance is therapeutic as it is. So when I'm teaching dance to the children, or when I'm teaching dance to my college age students, they come and we explore and we learn about dance. That act of creativity is healing. And that act of, and because I include a lot of creative work in my classes, and I include a lot of like conceptual ideas and improvisation, that creates the students finding their own voice. And so that finding of their own voice and their own creativity and their own expression is healing in itself. And so I don't really go deep into therapeutic kind of world, but I believe that it's healing in itself, that act. So yeah.
That's wonderful, because I'm a visual artist, and I know that a lot of times dance, music, the visual arts are wonderful. They're universal languages. And
Yeah.
they're a wonderful release, a therapeutic release for a lot of people who are not strong verbally.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So it's a kinetic intelligence. And in the terms of healing, when I did my own personal healing work with my friend Gigi, it was very, there was that awareness of being that through the movement, one is very vulnerable, and one sometimes doesn't. It's the sharing aspect is challenging if one does it verbally. So with her, I kind of worked on this kind of situation and stuff, and we worked together, and she portrayed different aspects of my situation, and then we moved around. But I think in my work, it's just innately there. It just helps the students just naturally. I don't have to go into deep into the life of a student or life of a person. Just through that joy of dance and the joy of creativity and the joy of expression of movement, the healing happens. Because when one dances, that serotonin happens, and it's a de-stressor. So that de-stressing aspect of dance is in itself healing. So one doesn't have to go deep into one's stories of pain and grief and all that to find that.
And I love talking to you. Tell me and everyone else your pieces of advice for young dancers or people who are considering going into dance.
A persistency and determination, and having that real that real like belief, and it's and to realize that there are other people out there and other dancers and other creatives that are exceptionally amazing, and not to compare, and to just be in the place of like, I'm doing my best. This is what I'm going to do. And to be determined to kind of like, if you're freelance, like I am, to like once a week, look for work, send your resumes out, send your, if you have demo videos, send your videos out. Once a week, if you're good at calling people, determining also talent is a factor of practice, is a factor of developing oneself. And so some dancers, some other visual artists can be better than you, can be 100% better than you. But they say that talent is so to really go into the studio and practice. And at 45, I do go to the studio twice a week. I go to the college, I practice there, I practice in the studio to really develop oneself as a visual artist or a performing artist, and without the lens of comparisons, just really listening to your own voice, and you know, the talent that one has is through the practice. It's through the development. It's not by just luck. One's talent has to be developed and practiced and exercised. And if one stops that, the talent kind of, so determination, persistence, and with the lens of learning. So as an educator, I've been teaching for 20 plus years. My first 10 years of teaching was challenging, and it's still challenging, but now I have like a groove. And I think if things are challenging, if you have jobs that are challenging or people that challenge you, and one stops and decides to do something else, or just, this is not for me, it's too hard, if teaching is too hard, and going into a public school district after school program, which I've taught in so many after school programs, around the area, and it's very hard to teach in an after school program. But I didn't quit because I believe that I'm giving something to the children. And so I think don't quit as well. Don't quit if something is hard, but you believe in the power of something. Like teaching is a service, and then teaching is healing to other children, especially, for me, teaching dance. And so I think not to quit in your field. If you really believe in your field, don't quit through the challenges.
I think that's such excellent advice for everyone in any category of the arts. It really is. And every time I talk to you, I learn something new. So thank you so much for speaking with me today, Anna.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I look forward to the Rockland Arts Festival. I look forward to participating. I look forward to supporting and going to the events. I'm so excited. And yeah, let's do it. Let's go Rockland Arts Festival.
Thank you, Anna.